Okay, we're back. We're going to be receiving a reading, some words, some card reading to help you through this next month from this new moon, which is on Monday, tomorrow, September 2nd, all the way until the next new moon. We're entering into eclipse season and we are having some big shifts in the cosmos. So according to my channel, my cosmic connection to the heavens, I am going to be sharing with you some tips to help us through. There is a lot of energy. There's a lot of movement, and most of it can be navigated quite well, but you must stay very close to your own heart and intention. And my recommendation before I look at the cards that I just chose to assist us is to really focus in on ritual and ceremony as a daily practice. So what that looks like is that meditation that I shared for this new moon can be used every single day. You can listen to that meditation or you can do it on your own. That is a ritual of turning within and taking a moment to connect with guidance. And I'm so supportive of, at this time, Virgo is such a strong energy of ritual and ceremony. And knowing that, and service and work. And so all of those can be combined together. Service, work, ritual, ceremony. All of us humans have this great capacity to be what can be we can call worker bees. And while we all take on different parts of the community, different roles in the community, we are always also worker bees. So this Virgo energy is both the priestess, the high priestess, and the worker bee. So putting into action that which makes your life sacred, your life meaningful, your life matter, and finding the sacred in the mundane, finding the ritual in everyday life. So making coffee in the morning can be a ritual. I know it is for me. Drinking coffee, drinking tea, drinking water, whatever you might do to wake yourself up. Greeting the day with a short prayer of gratitude. Touching your feet to the ground as you step out of bed and thanking the Mother Earth. These are all ways to add ceremony and ritual to your everyday life. Going into your car, blessing your car, thanking your car. Ritual that is healthy and invokes a sense of sacredness for you, yourself, and for all humans. So that is a Virgo message, very profound message, and it will help us get through these peaks and valleys, ups and downs that we're going through at this time collectively. So with that said, we have three movements of the planets, and I'll say a few words about those, and then if you'd like to explore more fully your own placements of these planets and how they're affecting you personally, you can do so by having either a moon reading, a moon report from me, or an astrology reading, transit reading. Yeah, I'm here to assist you. But for you, knowing that Mars is going into Cancer, and what I thought about that for a moment, and what that is that there's a lot of Mars is the warrior, the fighter, the fierce protector, fighter energy. And in Cancer, I'm going to say that the warrior in you, the fighter, the that we need to have that part of us activated to make personal changes and collective changes. We need, right now, our warrior self also in Cancer, as it moves into Cancer, it's like, how can you nourish that fire inside of you, that warrior that has been working diligently and so full of resilience. That warrior self needs nourishment. And so one of the Virgo qualities is archetype is the Vestral Virgin, and there was these temples, as I led you into the temple of your heart, that would heal the warriors after battle. And I want you to imagine that you're taking your inner warrior this next month into and nourishing the warrior and healing your inner warrior in some way. There needs to be rest, there needs to be replenishment, there needs to be tending to the sore muscles and the overworked, maybe anger, and gentle loving kindness to yourself and the warriorness that you've been through, because we're going to need to continue to activate our warrior self, but in a different way. Okay, so warriors for emotional love, security, safety, emotional security, safety, and mothering. That's what our inner warrior needs, so give it to them. The other is Capricorn, that Pluto is going into Capricorn, and then will until November, December, and until the end of the year, we're going to have a deep transformational change within the structures within ourselves and the structures out in the world that are no longer viable. So deep transformational change, we're already in it. You're in it personally and collectively. Don't try and fight it. It's happening. So what in you is being stirred up? What, it's like, trust that you're finished, you're complete, you're done. And the new structure's much more beneficial. This has been happening to Capricorn, Pluto and Capricorn, since 2008. So you can go back to 2008 and what changes have happened. On the global scale, it is, the housing crisis, and that was one of the things that happened here in the US of A. And you can see how the way that happened, taking advantage of people, the structure that was in place to take advantage, and greed, that crumbled, but then it got rebuilt a little bit, but it's such shaky ground. So we're in for a big change, supporting the whole. In Aquarius, it's been in Aquarius, so the Aquarian energy supports the collective, and if one of us suffers, all of us suffers. Yeah, new goodness, it's time. So where in your life are the structures that are upheld by power over another have crumbled? And what have you built since 2008 that is strong and viable and resources you and nourishes you? That is going to grow, so focus on that and just say bye-bye to the old way. the old way of victimization and being used for the few in your life. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. You know where that is. And then the other thing is, Uranus, Taurus retrograde. So Taurus, again, resources. Where are your resources? And I think that this energy, for as I see it, and it's very important to look at your own chart and know where Taurus is, because that is going to be like, you may have had some changes, some upgrades, so to speak, I know where I am receiving my good, where I am being resourced, where I can feel my sacred connection to this earth plane, and it feels good, and I have enough, and I want to share it. Where that has happened for you, there's going to be some reflecting on that, and I see it as so that after the end of this year you can have an even firmer grasp on what resources your family, your community, the earth. The earth is, I wouldn't be surprised if Mother Earth is going to be showing us also between now and the end of the year where she's been tended to and where she has not. And it will become even clearer that we cannot overlook the places she has not been tended to. And we can use the places she has been tended to, because that's where she is strong. So where in you have you tended, and that part of you is very strong, wherein you have you kind of ignored, thought, oh, it'll be fine, well, it's not. So taking where you are resourced, where you have focused the growth, the earthly building and nourishment and growing and value, where you've tended to your own inner personal value, that can be used to then tend to where you need it, where there's still the wound, where there's still the like the scorched earth, where the little seeds are there. So to just acknowledge and validate, I used my Osho Zen. The issue for this new moon and until the next new moon and all of that which I just spoke of, the focus is to go with the flow. That is where you're going to continually be turning to. So this can be your card of the month, so to speak. And that's easier said than done. But in the flow, I want you to know, because we're going to be having some really strong Pisces energy coming in with the full moon and the eclipses, and this is Pisces. So Pisces surrenders to, remember I said just a minute ago, remind yourself and go to where you are resourced. Go to what you have been building and nourishing and nurturing since 2008 and count on that, and then surrender into that. Surrender into it. Let the waters of deep emotional healing hold you while you cleanse and purify and finally get to that, the most hidden aspect of of that which you are still holding on to, the most hidden aspect of your wound. Let it gently be held in that water. What is happening inside, like remembering, is turning within. So again, ritual, turning in, and look at around her. Again, around her are the voices, the distractions. There will be many. There already is. So really, really limit yourself however you can. Let's say limit is, well, there's Saturn, Capricorn, Saturn rules, regulations. And so I feel like what you can do is add, visit your heart temple. Add that every day, as many times as you want, because it will tend to you by doing it, even for a moment, even bringing it into your awareness for one moment. And she has water. She sits in the water of flow, turns within, quiets her mind. Yes, there's a lot of noise, yet she keeps herself not distracted, or closes her eyes. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Reset. Simple as that. Remember as many times a day as you can to reset. The outer influences is the card of past lives. And in this deck, this card, this is a major arcana, but it speaks of, look at all these generational trauma. No kidding. And each time we're born, we're in the womb with all, our ancestors. We're born, and we have these guardians. So these are our guardians that guard our birth. That if we knew of all of our past lives, we would not be able to focus on this life and what we need to do in this life. And so being very aware. When this card comes up, I'm going to say that that there is a need to do some soul healing. So deep healing that goes to the root of who you are, your relationships with others. There's what I call, karmic or fated relationship energy, and I've been noticing this with myself in my own work and with my clients, that we're ready to say complete a contract. And we can do that in a lifetime. We don't have to die and go to, come back. And it isn't something that you have to hurry up and do or get out of, or that's very three-dimensional. It's rather, I desire peace. I put my own well-being in the front of my life, and I must tend to that which needs tending in me. So very many of us are awakening to that in this lifetime. It's possible. It is allowed. And as you can see out in the world, that is trying to be taken away or stopped or said, it just kind of blows my mind that the well-being of the whole is very much, it's completely linked to the well-being of each individual. And when each individual is regarded as sacred and valued, then the whole thrives. There is no other way to do it. That is the only way. So you are valued, you come first, and anyone or any experience in your life that feels devaluing, hard, just constantly frustrating, you can complete with that. You don't need anybody else's permission. You don't need to find the answer or find the healing that will help them. You see what I'm getting at? So it's okay. You can say, nope, contract null and void, I am moving on. And that is some of the biggest most difficult work that you're doing in this lifetime. Most of you who follow me or come to me for healing, we are putting ourselves and our hearts and our souls and our love and our capacity to heal self and others first, because we said that's what we would do in this lifetime. So that, tend to your soul contract healing, karmic healing. I'm here for that too, as a guide and a healer. The outcome, or what is needed for resolution to help you stay in the flow, is the card of stress. So a reminder that, yeah, this isn't the time for a huge love fest, because things are heating up, getting stressful. But what this card talks about, it is 7 of fire staves, or it talks about making sure that you're doing little things that relieve the stress. So this little monkey, you see him, and you know this, you have that little, remember there's that little monkey, and he's going to say to you, okay, you didn't do any deep breathing or momentary closing your eyes today. You better, or you're going to get sick, or you're going to walk into something, or that energy, that frenetic energy, is very strong out there in the world. And again, it's just a reminder, and it's a reminder to do something simple. This is a reminder to turn within and to receive what you need, and to do emotional healing, and to tend to yourself, your inner waters, your inner feelings. This is a card to say, put down a couple of those things and take a walk, have a nice big glass of water, do something just simple to shift the energy. And then the outcome, yay, it's good news. Again, 21, this is the completion card, and I think this came up in our last reading. So it's going to complete this phase, this time, this new earth, this 5-dimensional energy. It is happening, and so these are ways that I'm speaking of that are helping us to ride the waves, ride it, let go. Anything we're holding on to, it is let flow. Give it to God, give it to the divine, give it to the guardians of the gate, give it to the goddesses, give it to the we can't carry it. We have to go the more we can see our path in front of us, so cleaning our path. I like to think of that, every day. Another ritual, it's sweeping, moving, organizing. Those are really good rituals to do in the month of Virgo. Gentle ones, simple ones, easy ones, like put down one of those plates, or 2 of them, or 3. Put them over there. Put them in a box. Seal them up. Later we can tend to it. And simplify, and when you simplify, you see, you're going, oh, because that's what this is. It's the last piece in a puzzle that you have been putting back together since you were born. But in this energy of the cosmos, of the astrology, it is a 2008 completion. And then there are many cycles within that. But even just this last year, we're completing a cycle, and we're being reminded, we're, as humans, I'm just, I want to share that we forget. And going through my own personal loss, I don't forget. I can't forget. It would be a disservice to myself and my life and my son and my children, my other children that are still alive, my grandchildren, my own heart and soul, and everyone in my circle, in my community, if I forgot what I went through, what I experienced through a death loss. And we all experienced tremendous grief, loss, fear when we had a global pandemic in 2020. And you can feel the waves of those of us who, are people who, there's many waves. There's how do we tend to our own personal grief? Even if we didn't lose anyone we were shaken to our core, our livelihoods, our primal fears were brought to the surface. And once brought to the surface, you can't push them back in. You must tend to them and what that means to you. And for me, the greatest healer for this, what we're in right now, to help us change and it's tending to ourselves and each other with compassion, kindness, and grace. Having empathy, growing empathy, and spaciousness. And in order to do that, it takes a lot of courage, a lot of maturity, a lot of self-love, putting ourselves first, and awareness. And this self-love is so powerful that it's nothing like the ego self that we're seeing. We're seeing the narcissistic self first. That's, that is, so don't worry. Selfish, self first, capital S, is everything. We can't tend to our broken hearts, our wounded selves, unless we know we have value and worth. One small step at a time. Okay, this is 28 minutes, longer than I thought, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. I hope you received some tidbits of guidance, some tidbits of information that makes sense to you, that's subtle. Take what resonates, share it. We're all in this together. And much love. And I hope to see some of you in person or through virtual for a session. So in closing, just in gratitude to you for you being on your path of awareness and awakening and being one of the ones that are leading self and others into a more loving, more kind, more compassionate world. So thank you.